Whiskey Alpha 9, Zulu Papa Mary.
Whiskey Alpha 9 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Whiskey Alpha 9 station, slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Whiskey Alpha 9, Zulu Papa Mary. Whiskey Alpha 9, Zulu Papa Mary. WA9ZPM.
Zulu Papa Mary, Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
Zulu Papa Mary, Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
MIKE-WA9ZPM. I'm located
Yes, sir, I did lose that transmission. Come back one more time with your name, please.
Lose that transmission. Come back one more time with your name, please.
Okay, that is Mike, MIKE, over.
Roger, copy Mike, M-I-K-E. And Mike, where are you located, sir?
M-I-K-E. And Mike, where are you located, sir?
I'm located in McCown, Illinois. Crestwood, Illinois. C-R-S-T-W-O-O-G, Illinois. The southwest suburbs of Chicago, over.
Roger, Roger, Illinois. And Mike, what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Illinois. And Mike, what radio are you running today, sir?
Okay, the radio's an Electrap K2. Over.
Roger, Roger, K-2. Well, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, normally we start with verification that we're in that wide transmit mode, 100 to 2900. Roger, Roger. If you're not familiar with that, then just make a note of that and we can check that later. Roger, Roger.
Just make a note of that and we can check that later. Roger, Roger.
Okay, well, there's nothing to set up. It just has one bandwidth. There's another bandwidth. This crystal filter is about 2.2 kilohertz wide. So there's the audio response from 400 to 2600 hertz roughly. And the mic selector holds 664, which goes pretty well. That helps. The compression's about 2 to 1. It is set for 2 to 1 compression on the transceiver, over.
Roger, Roger. Mike, I don't have the best signal in the world on you. I've been around my internets, and you are about 3 dB above their noise level, so it's kind of challenging just a little bit. But if you would be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you engaging that compressor at a third of its capability, and that would be, if you have an input select level for your compressor, it would be a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of the capability of that compressor. Roger, Roger.
Well, I could go to 3 to 1, although I think it picks up too much background noise, and it's supposed to put the components in the next row. I could try going to 3 to 1, but I don't know what.
Roger, Mike. Well, this would be just a very light amount of compression. If you have a difficulty in getting just a third of it, I would just leave it off. If it's easy to get a third, like if the input select is 0 to 10, it would be a 3. If the input select is 0 to 100, I'd put it on 30, like that. Or if it's a knob, I would just put it at about 10 o'clock position if it's not labeled. But if all that fails, just turn it off, because it really isn't that critical for our setup. Roger, Roger.
Critical for our setup. Roger, Roger.
That's just about all I can do. Compression's the only adjustment. Everything else is all fixed. And so it's pretty much a fixed setup. But I hope I'm coming through clearly, except for the noise level. I'm just getting 90 watts from the ground-mounted vertical. The antenna's a ground-mounted vertical, a Hustler 5BTV. It's on the ground with 16 radios, and it's about 95 watts going into it, over.
Roger, Mike. I got you in the clear there pretty well on Milford. It looked for a while to be about 7 or 8 over, so I got a pretty good signal there. I think your dynamic range is around 3 dB, which is a good place to be. It's nice and fat. Any fatter, and it would probably start to distort to some degree. Words start to bend. mean, it's a matter of words having a little life to them as opposed to being flat up against the wall. So I think dynamically your level is correct. The only thing I would say would be to maybe a little brighter signal, a little push on the treble EQ plus 2 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are, Roger?
Clicks boost treble EQ from where you are, Roger?
Okay, well, I don't have any equalization adjustments. Everything is just fixed. All I've got is the crystal filters and the microphone itself. Like I said, the mic's an Electro-Voice 664, and unlike most other microphones, it's not boomy and muddy. It's one that actually accentuates the mid-range frequencies a bit. It doesn't boost the bass like many of these other dynamic microphones that are the cardioid mics that tend to have proximity effect. In fact, the Electro-Voice 664 is designed to eliminate that proximity.
Frequency is in use.
So it doesn't get bassy.
Frequency is in use.
It's about a plus, and I'm hoping with what I got, that's about the best we can do. Over.
Roger, Mike. Well, the only other thing that we could possibly do would be, you were talking about proximity effect, and that would be pull back off that mic about an inch more than what you normally would run, then make up the difference in your audio gain. You want to look at your ALC meter, and usually we use the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in your QSO, and adjust with your mic gain until your ALC is running 2/3. That word is so precise as far as a human signal generator goes that you can set that right on 2/3 and be right on target there. And the idea would be, if you moved back off mic about 1 inch or so more than what you were, then you should have a shift, and your bottom end should drop just a little bit, and your top end should excel just a little bit. So that'll give you a little more top end balance, Roger?
Just a little bit, so that'll give you a little more top end balance, Roger?
Okay, I'll just say audio. Yeah, there is a noticeable ALC indication here, and I moved it further from the mic. The mic's also about 45 degrees off to the side, like 90 degrees off to the side of me. It's not in front of me, and that's done to present
Roger, Mike. I wish I had a better signal on you, but I don't. It's about that last signal was about 2 dB above the Milford PASDR levels, noise level. So it's not a good signal. But I think you're sounding a little bit better there when you back off just a tad, and then readjust your mic level to make up for moving back a little bit, and that should make you a little sharper as far as the EQ on that mic. That's anti-proximity effect, Roger.
That mic, that's anti-proximity effect, Roger.
Boy, we got them, We have them. It just is a matter of how to get rid of them.
We have them. It just is a matter of how to get rid of them.
Mike, you still have a copy, sir?
Mike, you still have a copy, sir?
Yes, I do. I still have a copy. It's just, I did hear that shattering sound in there. It was just kind of sound over.
Yes, sir. Very inconsiderate amateur radio operator. I hate to say amateur radio operator because, most amateur radio operators are very kind and think about what they're doing and not try to QRM somebody. But, it takes different strokes for different folks, so what can I say? Mike, if you want to hear what I've got, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and you can see what we have there, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger?
There, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger?
Okay, well, thank you for that. I just, as far as that noise that went, we don't know what its source is. It's intentional now. It could have been something accidental, too. Might just not have been something intentional. not malicious. KC9VKV, WA9ZPM clear.
Roger, Mike. I finally went to my local antenna, my local dipole, and I did copy you fairly well there on that last transmission. I have found that resonant dipole antennas are extremely efficient. I'm not sure, again, what you were running there. I didn't have a good copy on you, but like I say, I have found resonant dipole antennas to be tremendously effective, and I just pass that along as a word of perhaps something to consider. And the other thing is to get a two-position rotary switch, or a three-position or four-position or something, and if you went to a dipole antenna and then you have your old antenna and you can A/B them back and forth, there's nothing better than the right antenna at the right place, and so with the A/B switch and two antennas, you do have options, and that is what the name of the game is. Roger.
Well, okay, I just got limited space here in the vertical. That wire out there, not the gear, and cut it out. We'll have to see how that does, but the wire's telling I'm going to be a most so it's going to get to a bit of a compromise too. The vertical's about 26 feet tall. That's a house for 5 feet TV. This is the WA9ZPM.
Roger, Mike. Just FYI, I do have 3 vertical 10-foot magnetic loop antennas, plus my resonant no SWR dipole, and I do have a vertical antenna, and I did switch to the vertical, and since you were vertically polarized, and I did not have a copy on you at all. You were, to me, all horizontal on the dipole antenna. Roger.
Okay, well, I guess, where are you located? Where's this receiving antenna located?
Yes, sir. We're located about 3 miles from downtown Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger.
Okay, well, yes, you're fairly close. I don't know how ground wave, if we're on ground wave at this distance, as opposed to bouncing off the ionosphere. But okay, I want to let you out and get to some other people who are probably waiting in line here. But thank you much. This is WA9ZPM.
Roger. Mike, and FYI, I have input source indicator chevron on the right-hand side of the screen that's got 6 lights that will tell you where I am at any one given time as far as my audio selection. It shows my 4 internet SDRs, plus it shows my local radio, and it doesn't show the specific antenna that I'm on my local radio, but I usually say that. So 73, Mike, thanks for dropping by, sir. You have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.